Graham, thank you ever so much for doing this. Hope you're well. How ready are you for Monday's game, and how ready is the squad?
No, we'll be ready. It's been a short pre-season, but we know why that is, and a relatively short close season. But the boys have worked really well in the holiday time, and then also back into pre-season. So we've had a couple of games. We've had, as everybody has, the disruption of international week where you lose a few players, but that's just part of the challenge. But no, we're looking forward to the start, and we're ready to go.
You've obviously already played your first opponent just a few days ago, which seems quite unusual. How helpful was that to get an early sight of what problems Chelsea might pose?
I think in these circumstances at the moment, there's a lot of stuff that you do that isn't, shall we say, normal. I think that's part of the new normal, to be honest. But it was a good exercise for both teams. But I would say that's all it was really. We used it as well to pilot the supporters coming back, which was really successful. It was nice to have some supporters in the ground. But no, I think both teams used it for what it was. There's a lot of changes made, so we're expecting a different type of game in the Premier League. So, but it was nice to play a game against a good opponent.
What about your other analysis of them then? How they've spent an awful lot of money. They were very good last season already. How dangerous, how impressive do you think they're going to be in this campaign?
Well, they finished in the top four, justifiably, and Champions League squad and team, and then they've added to that with some fantastic players. So they're going to be a real force this year, I think. But that's the challenge. You have to play these teams at some point, and we played Chelsea at home in the first game, and we're looking forward to testing ourselves against what will be one of the best teams in the league.
You broke some club Premier League records as a squad last season. What about this season? Is the target just to improve on that, or do you have a goal of top 10 or perhaps the highest ever finish in the top division, which I think is 13th at the moment?
Well, for us, we keep it quite simple. Just to try to improve is the main goal. It sounds easy, but it isn't so easy to do in the Premier League. But that's what we want to do. We've got a lot to improve on, so it's exciting. But you also start every year with the same respect of the competition, with the same respect of the opponent that you have, and you know that it's going to be really, really tough. But for us, we want to try and improve always. Improve on every game, improve on every training session, improve on every season. Like I said, it sounds easy, but it isn't. But that's the challenge.
Scoring goals at the Amex seemed a bit of a challenge to overcome. How confident are you that you found the solution to that this season?
Well, again, it's part of the process of how and where you can improve. We had a lot of players last year that were making their first seasons in the Premier League. The likes of Neil Maupay, the likes of Leo Trossard, the likes of Tariq Lamptey, Stephen Alzati, Aaron Connolly, as a few examples. So I think they'll be better for the experience. And then, of course, we want to try and attack better as a team. We want to try and score more goals, try and win more games. Again, it sounds easy when I speak now, but again, that is also the challenge for us. But we're looking forward to it. The boys they understand that that's the next step we need to take without losing our defensive stability. That's the next step we need to take. But again, it's you're playing against other teams. It's not just us out there. Other teams don't want to concede goals. They don't want to concede chances. And we're playing in the toughest league in the world with some really, really good players. So it isn't so straightforward. But again, that's what we're trying to do, and that's what we'll work very hard to try to achieve.
And bringing in someone with a Premier League winners' medal like Adam Lallana, that must send a message of intent, doesn't it, about where the club is at and where it's going?
Well, I think it means we've brought in somebody that has I can speak a lot about what you need to do, and I can give advice, but you've got somebody in our environment that has seen it firsthand and has achieved it, and that's very powerful, I think, from a leadership perspective, from a culture perspective, from how we work every day and how we have to act on the pitch and how we have to act around the training ground. There's some little things that can be improved on there, and I think Adam brings that. He's a fantastic person, really good character, good teammate, wants to help the players. He's not just focused on himself. He cares about the team and he cares about the players around him. So that's something that is important for us. And then he also brings the quality and on the football pitch as a footballer. So it's we're pleased with him and we're pleased that we have him here. And then we have to make the most of that and help him enjoy his football.
As far as off the pitch, he was a very young captain at Southampton. He was a very popular and vocal member of the Liverpool dressing room. Has he found his voice here already?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, like I said, it's his personality. It's his character. He likes to help others. He wants to improve the team. He's not just coming in, doing his job and going home. He's part of what he likes being a footballer. He wants to be part of the team and help the team. And that's they're really, really important qualities, I think, to have. So I can understand why he was a young captain. I can understand why he's so respected at Liverpool. And from the short time we've seen him and worked with him, he's been fantastic for us. Good stuff.
What about any injuries going into the first game? Any team news you can give us? Is there much?
There's not, no. I mean, I think we're going to be pretty much everybody's going to be available. Some will have played more minutes than others, and we're still assessing people are coming back from first day's training from international duty, so we still need to make some assessments on those guys, but no injuries to report, and we're going to be training pretty much fully today with everybody, so that's good for us. We can arrive on Monday with a full squad to choose from.
You've spoken at length there about Adam Lallana and what he's brought to the squad since he's arrived. Any plans to get any more players through the door, certainly in the next couple of weeks as the Premier League season continues?
Yeah, my answer's a bit boring. I think that while the window's open, you have a responsibility to keep looking. So you never know, but the focus for me is on the team we have, the group we have. I'm pleased with what we have. Like I said earlier, we've got a lot of players in the group that had their first season in the Premier League last year, so I think they can improve and I think they can get better and grow and as individuals and also hopefully as a team. So that's always the most important thing. I think while the transfer window's open, there's all talk of numbers and bodies and speculation, and I think we forget sometimes that football's a team game and it's about trying to help the team improve, and that's what we're trying to focus on.
Glenn Murray's one of the players to leave. He obviously had a lot of experience. You mentioned the need to find more goals amongst the group. Could a striker be a player that you'd like to bring in before the deadline if possible?
Well, again, I look to the likes of Neil Malpai, Aaron Connolly, Leo Trossard, Ali Reza as players that, if you look at their goals last year, you think that they can improve those tallies. And rather than look for the silver bullet that's out there, we sort of think, well, can we improve those guys? Can we help them score more? Because 3 of those 4 were making their first starts in the Premier League. So again, you'd like to think that they can take a step forward, and that might mean that the goals that you refer to can come from within. Again, back to my previous answer, you're always looking to see if there's somebody that can bring something to your groups, bring something extra that can help the guys that are already here. So we'll keep working in that regard. But the most important thing is to help the guys that we've got to take the next step.
You faced a battle to keep Ben White at the club. He was initially disappointed not to be able to move, but then has since signed that new contract. How's he been in the past week or so?
Well, there was no disappointment from Ben at all at any stage. I think he came in from day one, trained with us perfectly, I would say. No problems whatsoever. Consistent with his behaviour, just got on with it. There's a lot of speculation and noise out there always, and that's again, that's the time of the year that it is. But no, we're looking forward to working with him. And again, it's his first season in the Premier League, and we want to help him do that as well as he can.
And just finally from me, there's been a lot of discussion about Yves Bissouma and his performances since lockdown. What can he offer this season, and can he step up again?
Well, yeah. Again, he's another one we hope all our players can take the next step. That's our job. That's what we want to try to do to improve. Certainly with Yves, I don't think he's at his maximum. There's a lot more to come from him. He's a player that gets you off your seat. I would say his best actions are of a really, really high level, and we have to try to help him get to those more often. But he's been working really hard with the team. He's been really working hard as an individual, and he wants to improve and he wants to take Brighton forward. So he's an important player for us, and we're delighted that he's taking those steps.
Lovely. Thank you, Tom.
Cheers.
Thanks, Ben. Johnny, if you want to go next.
Hi there, Graham. Talk about goals, attacking players, strikers. I just wonder what Frank Lampard would be worth now in the Premier League if he was still playing.
A lot of money, that's for sure. Someone that can score the amount of goals that he did from midfield. It would be quite scary, the number, I think. Rightly so, he's a top player, and then you look at the goals. The goal record is amazing. A midfield player of his quality that can affect games at the very highest level. You're paying a few tens of millions. That's for sure.
And what have you made of what he's spent himself over this summer? This truncated summer with Chelsea, and the amount of spending that they've done.
Well, the intention's clear. They want to compete. They want to compete at the top. I think they had a really good season last year in terms of finishing fourth with an embargo, with introducing young players and still managing to get into the Champions League spots is really good. But I'm guessing for a club like Chelsea and for somebody like Frank, who's competed at the top for all his career, that they want to push on and they want to try to compete for the title. And that's pretty much what the intention looks like. But again, it's not for me to speak about that. But they've recruited well. They've recruited really good players. They've already got some really good players there. So they'll be a strong team. Well, I've no doubt about that.
Just on a couple of your own players, Tariq Lamptey and Jason Malumbi, call-ups, full international for Jason with the Republic of Ireland and under-21s with England for Tariq. What did you make of those, and how pleased are you for them?
Really pleased for them. Great that our players can get that experience and that to represent the country is a huge honour. So we're delighted for them. I think Tariq was on standby and he got the call and he played, so I think he did really well in the game. So it's nice for him that he's continuing his progress that he's been doing, and I think Jason, again, nice for him to get a game. I'm probably disappointed in obviously result for the Irish team, but for him a fantastic experience and one that I think will stand him in good stead, and he'll improve for that.
And just finally on the injury front, Christian Walton obviously fell badly against in that game against Chelsea. How is he, and is he available? No,
Chris is the only one that's not. I think he's due for a scan either over the next couple of days, or I haven't seen Adam for the results yet. But he's time-wise we're not sure, but clearly not ready for the weekend or the next couple of weeks either, I would say.
But you're happy you've got obviously Jason Steele, Robert Sanchez, you've got backup.
Yeah, exactly. We're strong in that department with Matty, Rob, and Jason. So it's unfortunate for Chris, but we just need to try and get him well as quickly as we can, and then move forward.